God put in motion two things in the garden: justice and accountability. When justice is broken down, regulations come with repercussion. Rights comes with benefits and privileges. When you obey the law and you keep to the regulations, your right is sustained by heaven. The blessings and the benefits come to you.
This is Selfless City, known as Standard Life Christian Center, where we raise saints with selfless spirit. Ministering Pastor Paul Adumoha, Senior Pastor of SLCC.
This morning I want to speak on the winning man concept. The winning man concept. But before I dive into that, I want to explain who is a man. Who is a man? In Genesis chapter 1 verse 27, the Bible said, God said, let us make man in our image and likeness. So the first thing is that a man is created in the image of God, which means he's created in the mental asset and character of God. The second thing is that God created man in his likeness, meaning the man is created in the ability of God and in the functionality of God. In Genesis chapter 1 verse 28, God said, let man rule over the earth, reign over the earth, have dominion. So the third thing is that a man is a God on earth. We are still explaining who a man is. So 1, a man is the image of God. 2, a man is the likeness of God. 3, a man is God on earth. 4, man is a source and a sustainer. In Genesis chapter 2 verse 23, the Bible said, when Adam saw Eve, Adam said to himself, now I have seen a woman that is the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh. Because she was made from me, she shall be called woman. I want to say something this morning. A man is not a partner. A man is not a colleague in the house. A man is not an equal. A man is a source. If you read Genesis chapter 2 verse 23, he said, and Adam said, this is now bone of my bone. What is a bone? What forms the foundation of a man is the bone. So Adam is saying, this woman rests upon my foundation. What is she saying? He's saying this woman exists under my authority. Then he went further to say, and the flesh of my flesh. What is he saying? This woman has my covering. My glory is upon her. Her value emanated from my value. Thirdly, he said, and she, another translation said, he said, because she was taken out of a man, which means she was produced from a man. So a man is a source. So if you are a married woman today, or you are about to get married, there are 3 things I need you to understand about who a man is. 1, a man is the foundation, authority over you. 2, a man is a covering. The glory you carry as a woman or carry as a wife emanates from your husband. 3, a man is a source and a sustainer. Your production, your expansion, your growth, your multiplication emanate from the man. Because Adam said, this was taken out of me. A man puts it this way. He said, if you come into a family, you have the first baby and you have children. He said the woman is the first baby. Adam said she was taken out of me. God opened the man up, brought out a bone, which is the foundation of a human. If you take the bone out of a person, it becomes formless. So the first thing is that God did not start up a new foundation. He went to an existing foundation and collected part of it to form a woman. So the foundation, the promise, the authority upon which a woman exists was taken from a man. Secondly, he took some part of flesh from him and what? And molded the woman. So which means the covering that the woman enjoys, the glory of the woman, the aura of the woman emanates from the man. Then thirdly, Adam said, she was taken from me. What is Adam saying? She is my source. I gave birth to her. So, the first child that was born into the world is not Cain and Abel, it's Eve. I want to repeat. The first child that was born into this world is not Cain and Abel, it is Eve. Adam gave birth to Eve because Eve was taken from her, from him. If you don't understand this foundation as a woman, you will not know how to relate with a man. If you don't understand who a man is and what he stands for and the relationship that exists between a man and a woman, you will not be able to take advantage of the resources that God has put in a man. A woman is a fruitful being, but the only raw material that she needs to become fruitful is the one that emanates from a man. Without the raw material coming from the source, a woman is barren. She's unfruitful. It goes to tell you the relationship that exists between Adam and Eve, and what happened in the Garden of Eden, and how God structured the earth and made it ready before the devil came into the picture and thwarted it, destroyed the foundation. And Jesus had to come to what? To redeem us and return us back. So with these few explanation of what a man stands for, of who a man is, I want to go into my topic proper, the winning man concept. The winning man concept is a concept where a man discovers his ability and develop habits or lifestyle, character or value that will help him become successful in life. I repeat, the winning man concept is a concept when a man first and foremost discovers himself, finds out who he is, knows his strengths and weaknesses, develop habits, values, systems, programs that will help him to achieve success in life. The first concept that a man must develop is the concept of assertiveness and confidence. A man must develop the concept of assertiveness and confidence. If you want to be successful as a man, you must be able to assert yourself in situations. You must be able to assert yourself in circumstances, not by shouting, How do you assert yourself? The first way you assert yourself is what I call strong body language. Strong body language. Two men can walk into this hall, and you ask the first one, sit down. He said, I will not sit down. They are still shouting at him, sit down, sit down. You ask the second one, sit down. He refuses to talk. He looks straight into your eyes. He's standing. You know that this man, there's nothing you will do on earth to make him sit down. He didn't say a word. His body language, his courage. He has strong body language. He knows how to assert himself in situation. The first thing you must learn as a man to be successful is that you must have strong assertion and confidence. When you come into the room, you assert yourself in situations. You assert yourself in circumstances. And how do you do that? The first one is what we call strong body language. Your body language should be able to speak without you talking. The second is what we call vocal presence. People are shouting in a place. People are making noise. Other people are shouting, stop, 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 stop. A man stands up and said, enough of this. Can we stop, please? The whole place is quiet. It's not because he shouted louder. No. You know why? He has vocal presence. He has command of atmosphere. When he speaks, his presence, his voice, calm things down. A typical example is in our usual homes when we are growing up as kids. Your mother is telling you, switch off that telly. You say, no, you will not switch it off. Switch off that telly. You say, you will not switch it off. Do this. You say, you will not do that. Your father opens the door. The telly is shut. He didn't say what. He just opens the door. As he enters the house, the telly is shut down. He didn't say what. But as he opens the door, you shut down. The man has strong assertion and confidence that he assumes it. He carries it as a garment. He embodies it as a person. When he comes into a place, his level of assertion and confidence takes over the atmosphere, takes over the territory, takes over the environment. The first thing that a man must develop, the first concept, is the concept of assertion and confidence. If you want to win into this world, you must be a man that has strong body language and strong vocal presence. Not by shouting. The second thing is what we call empathy and emotional intelligence. Empathy and emotional intelligence. Understanding your emotions and triggers. Understanding your emotions and what? And triggers. Let me explain what it means. When somebody comes to you as a man and is negotiating business with you, what is it that he would do to get you angry? What is it that he would do and make you say something you don't want to say? I was listening to a man. That guy worked with Bill Gates for years. I think it's Kevin Laurie or O'Laurie. I'm trying to remember what his name is. He said there's something that he learned in business. And that thing has helped him over the years. That if he wants to employ somebody in his company, he allows you to come into the interview room. You sit down. He said, you know what he will do? He will keep quiet and gaze into your eyes for 2 or 3 minutes. He will not say a single word. He will be looking at you. He said after a while, he notices the majority of the people become uncomfortable. When he now says, what can you do for us? They don't know what to say again. They've lost cohesion. They can no longer master their words. Everything they cram has evaporated. He said he went to a place to go and negotiate with a man. They have taken the matter to court. So he spoke to the man and said, let us discuss outside the court. He was supposed to make a certain amount of payment to the man, but he did not know how much to pay. So the guy came into the room with his people. About 3 or 4 of them. He came with his team. He sat down. He started looking at the man. 1 minute he was looking at the man. He didn't say a word. 2 minutes he was looking at the man. He didn't say a word. 3 minutes he was looking at the man. He didn't say a word. 4 minutes he was looking at the man. He didn't say a word. 5 minutes the man said, we are not accepting this amount of money. He knew the amount the man will accept. We call it empathy and emotional intelligence. Being able to understand yourself. And after understanding yourself, using the skills you have developed from self-discovery and understanding to help you navigate through circumstances and situations that will put you on top when it comes to negotiation. That will give you advantage when it comes to business. That will give you advantage when it comes to family. That will give you advantage when it comes to negotiation. Being able to understand yourself. Having emotional intelligence. Some men talk too much. They come into a place. They keep talking. They keep talking. No. A winning man knows when to talk and when to listen and when to watch. He's a predator. He's like a lion. He stays in a place. He sees 1,000 antelope running to the water side to drink water. He roars. When he roars, he looks at them. The one that shivers, he knew that's a prey. So he abandons other antelope are running towards him. He's not interested in them. He's running towards that one that is shivering. He goes there. Once that one sees him, the fear will cripple him. He bounces on him and kills the antelope. That's the hunting skill of a lion. A man must understand his emotion. Through what? Empathy. Now, what is empathy? Empathy is putting yourself in other people's shoes. But when you put yourself in other people's shoes, there's something that happens to you. What do you discover when you put yourself in other people's shoes? It gives you information on how to deal with humans better. You can now predict people. You are now more like a mind reader. When you deal with people, you can now predict them. You can read their mind. You can read their afterthoughts. You can guess their next move. You know what to say. Do you know some people do this? They get into a room. They know you are emotional. You get angry easily. So what happened? They start insulting you immediately. While they are insulting you, your bosses are not there. There's no one there to listen. They abuse you. They abuse your father. They abuse your mother. They say all sorts of things. They call you all sorts of names. Then you guys start shouting on top of your voice, exchanging words. The guy pauses a little. He hears the footstep of a person. He keeps quiet. You are not shouting. You are the only one cursing. You are the only one shouting. They opens the door. The people open the door. When they open the door and walk in, you are the one abusing him. And your MD says, why are you insulting him? You say it's the one that started it first. He said, well, when I walked in here, Matthew was not talking. The guy has emotional intelligence. He understands your trigger. He knows the button to press. And you start behaving like a remote control. A man, a winning man, has empathy and emotional intelligence. The third one is what I call self-assured and genuine interaction. How is this important? Let me explain to you what it is. 5 people walk into a negotiation room. They asked the first one, how much will you use to execute this business? He said 50 million. The guy said, will you not do 15? He says, no, let's do 35. The guy says, let's do 18. He says, no, let's do 20. They said, we'll get back to you. The second person walked into the same negotiation room. They asked him, how much will you use in executing this project? He said between 5 to 20 million. Whatever you can give me, I'll work around it. The third person walks into the same room. He says, I will execute this project with 35 million naira. I will do these 3 things. and I'm charging 35 million. This is my standard. I don't go below it. If it's not up to quality, I don't want my name to be on it. He walked out of the room. They abandoned the one of 20 million. They abandoned the one of 35 million. They called the guy that gave them one amount and gave him the job. What is the reason? We call it self-assured and genuine interaction. The guy is calm but assured. The guy is calm, but what? Assured. When he speaks with so much assurance. It happens a lot. Maybe you are a man, you want to get married. You see a girl the first time. Have you not seen men that says things like, I'm the one that saw her first. I'm the one that spoke to her first. I don't know what happened. But James came from nowhere, collected her. Now they want to get married. I will not, I'm going to fight James. No, it's not about this. James is self-assured. And he understands genuine interaction. So what happened? The first time you met Stella, what did you say to her? You just said to her, you are a fine girl. What is happening? How is your mother? Mother is fine. How is your father? My father is fine. You left her, she walked away. Next week she came. You say, how is business? Business is fine. Did you make profit list today? Say, yes, we thank God. We are pushing it gradually. It's okay. I'll call you when you get home. The girl said, not a problem. She walks away. Matthew comes into the picture, looks at the same lady, say, you're beautiful. I like what you're wearing. The girl said, fine. He said, I like you. I want us to be more than friends. The girl said, what do you mean more than friends? He said, should I explain that to you? She said, I don't understand. He said, okay, this is my number. Can I call you? Can we meet somewhere by 3 p.m. on Saturday? The girl said, yes, let's meet. You are still meeting the girl on Saturday, asking her about her father, asking her about her mother, asking her about business, calling her on the phone to find out, are you sick, are you okay? Matthew came into the picture, took her out on Wednesday, on Saturday, sealed up everything, told her, I like you, we might end up getting married. The lady said, no problem. He said, what are your goals and aspirations? The lady explains her goals and aspirations. Matthew does the same thing. They exchange number. They start talking to each other. 2 or 3 weeks later, they are now friends. 5 months later, they've gone for introduction. You are still asking on the phone every evening, what is happening? How is business going? The next thing you saw, invitation card, she's getting married. You say, I met her first. No, the reason is that you are not self-assured. You are not. A man is calm but assured. When he speaks, people should be able to know when he means what he's saying. Second thing about being self-assured is practice listening. A person might be saying something to you, but he wants you to do something else. This happens in a lot of places. A guy walks into a classroom. 3 ladies see the same guy. They don't talk to him. They said he's too arrogant. So they asked how, why is he? He said he's arrogant, he's full of himself. The way he carries himself is as if he's the only one among other boys. Other boys will come, they will play with us. This one does not play with us. He will just come, will sit on his own and all that. The lady is saying, I hate you. But if you listen carefully, what she's saying is that you are better off than other men in this school. Practice listening. Being able to practice listening. If a man wants to win, if you want to develop the winning concept, you must be able to listen between the lines and hear what is not being said with vocabulary. Being able to read between the lines. A person might be saying something. I was listening to a salesman, he says something. That the people you go to sell things to, that tell you no, first, second, third time, end up becoming your highest customer in terms of patronage. You go the first time and say, we're not interested. You come the second time and say, we're not interested. You come the third time, they say, we're not interested. You go the fourth time, the guy becomes your highest customer. But he has said no to you 3 times. Practice listening. It happens even in homes. You give your wife money, she's still angry. You take her out, she's still angry. You do this, she's still angry. You look at yourself and say, what is the problem? What's the matter? Your elder sister is sleeping on your matrimonial bed. Your wife has not said anything. You are buying gifts. You are taking her out. She's still angry. Says something she's not saying. You must be able to practice listening. You must be able to watch her. Look at her face. When your sister is coming out from that room, her facial reaction. What happens to her face? If she's smiling and she just walked past your sister, what happens to the smile? Does the smile diminish? If that diminishes, that is what she's saying. She might not open her mouth to say it. Why? She does not want to be tagged a bad wife that chases her in-law away. Self-assured and genuine interaction is being calm and assured. Practice listening, then seek feedback. Now, sometimes you can say something to people and they hear something else. And that's why feedback is very important. You can meet a lady that said, I want to marry, but I don't want to marry now. So the question is not, do you want to marry? The question is, do you want to marry now? You must seek feedback. I want to work in your company, but I will not work in your company for long. The reason is because your company is a place where I need to pass time till something better comes. You must be able to seek feedback from people. Don't just assume when you interact with people that they understand you. Ask them, did you hear me? Did you understand what I'm saying? Seek feedback. The fourth concept is intentionality and clear goals. Intentionality and clear goals. If you have clear goals and you are not intentional, you will not achieve it. If you don't embody your goal as a man, you will never achieve your goal. Never. You can have clear goals. You can know the how, the why, and everything. If you are not intentional about it, you will still not achieve it. Intentionality and clear goals. You must be intentional. If you want a good marriage, you must be intentional about it. You must read books on marriages and buy books of marriages for your wife to read as well. So as you are reading, your wife is reading. When you are reading how to understand the woman, your wife is reading how to understand the man. When both of you are done reading, you come together and ask yourself a question. Tell me 5 things you understand about a man. She will say, tell me 5 things you understand about a woman. Intentionality and clear goals. You must be intentional in what you want. If you want to start up a business, both of you should be intentional about it. How much is the business going to cost? How much do we need to save? What do we need to do differently? You guys must be intentional about it. A winning man is intentional. A winning man is intentional. He does not write down vision. You know, some people will say, write down the goals. Make it plain. He that sees it will run with it. Yes. You can write down the goal, make it plain. The person that sees it will not run with it because it's not intentional about the goal. So you must be intentional about it. You cannot tell me as a man that you want to be intentional in your home. You want your wife to respect you. You want your wife to listen to you. But every Saturday, your friends come to your house, they drink, they abandon things, they walk away. But you want your wife to respect you. But you don't respect your home. You cannot tell me that you want your wife to respect you. But what happened? You abuse her parents. You look down on her father. You look down on her mother. And you want your wife to respect you. No, you're not being intentional. If you're intentional, you will not do that. If you're intentional, you will first of all model respect. When you model respect, when she sees the way you respect her mother, she sees the way you respect her father. When you not demand respect from her, she will respect you. Why? You have modeled what you want. You are an example of what you are asking for. Just like I said, the man is the source. So the man is the one that brings out forth and says, this is what I want to reproduce. The same way the man determines what to reproduce. If you want a male child, you produce the right chromosomes. If you want a female child, you produce the right chromosomes. So what you put in the woman is what she gives back to you. The same way, if you want respect, you bring out the values that go with respect. You must be intentional and you must set clear goals. And for you to be intentional and set clear goals, there are certain things you must do. The first one is that you must communicate clearly. The second one is that you must work on yourself. Some people want to grow, but they don't want to work on themselves. They want to remain the way they are. You ask the person, say, that's how I was given birth to. That's the kind of person I am. No. I was not born this way. I was born a very shy person. I can't speak in public. I have to be intentional. I have to work on myself. You must be able to step out of your comfort zone. I used to be a heavy hitter. But after a while, because I needed some things, I need to what? Avoid food for a while. You must be able to step out of your comfort zone. You must be willing to make yourself uncomfortable. You can't tell me that you want to prosper. You want to increase as a man. All your habits are still intact. No. You must be able to make yourself uncomfortable. You can't tell me that you are saving money to start up a business. You still buy clothes the way you buy clothes. You still drink the way you drink. You still eat the way you eat. You still buy a child card the way you buy a child card. You still visit friends the way you visit friends. You still run around with your car the way you run around with cars aimlessly. Visit people that don't want to visit you. You cannot. You must be able to walk out of your comfort zone. Make yourself uncomfortable. And lastly, you must be able to try new things. A man says, if you want to become the person you have never been before, you must be willing to change to the person you have never been before. Or let me rephrase. If you want to do something you have never done before, you must be willing to become a person you have never been before. You must try new things. You must put your hand in new things. Failure is not the end of the road. Every great man fails. I was listening to one of these top entrepreneurs, a billionaire in America. He says every entrepreneur that became successful and became billionaires failed in their first 2 years of starting business. That your first 2 years of starting business, your failure rate is about 70%. Some is 80%. They refused to give up. They continued, and today they are very successful. Lastly, this is the more for married men. You must understand sex dynamics. So, in a relationship for a married man, you must be able to know how to satisfy each other sexually. And how do you do that? You must know what to call sex trigger of your partner. There are women that flowers don't trigger. So don't go and watch home video and use it on your wife. There are women, if you give flower from today till tomorrow, flower will not trigger them. There are women that birth will not trigger. What triggers them is you give them money to go and buy something on their own. So you want to buy flower and say, take the money for flower. That's love. You want to buy perf, you say take the money for perf. That's love. There are also some women that is just compliments. You know, the way they smell, how beautiful they are, is their sex trigger. And you must also understand responsive desire. Responsive desire. So let me give you an example. You have done everything to trigger or arouse your partner, your wife or your husband. And she comes back. Then when she comes back, what happened? She left your room and went to her room to sleep. That's enough for you to know that what you did in the morning did not work. You must know what we call responsive desire. You must be able to know your partner when your partner is responding to the things, to your triggers. Because this is one of the things that cause issue in marriage. The man say, why will you keep me hanging? Nobody kept you hanging. You triggered, there was no response. Then you already imagine there's going to be a response because you don't understand the partner. So the other ways you can trigger through text messages, short messages, voices, other techniques depending on your partner. But the summary of this is just understand what arouses your partner sexually and trigger those parts so you can have a good marriage and relationship. I will round up by saying this. I started this message by saying that the relationship between a man and a woman in Genesis chapter 2, verse 23 is anchored on three things. The first is authority. I talked about authority. I talked about glory. Then I talked about source. Now I want to create a balance. When God created Adam and placed him in the Garden of Eden, God was the foundation of Adam. God has authority over Adam. But the Bible said that God gave Adam authority to name the animals, to determine the names of the animal. What am I saying? You have authority over your wife. But if you allow her exercise her authority, then your authority over her will increase. Let me put it like this. I said the bone is the foundation. I said foundation is authority, is it not? So let me explain it. If you want to build a 3-story building, what do? You build a foundation that can carry a 3-story building. But is there any foundation that the height of the foundation will be the same height with a 3-story building? So what do? If you want to build a 3-story building, you put a foundation that can carry a 3-story building. Then you start putting blocks on it and deckings until it gets to what? The height of 3-story building. So what am I saying in essence? If your authority as a foundation is going to be measured to the length of 3-story building, it is to the degree you allow your wife to build on that authority to get to what? To the 3-story building. So the higher you are allowed, the more you allow her to exercise her authority within the marriage, the more your authority as a person, what? Goes up as a man. But if you deprive her of authority, your authority remains the base, the foundation. It does not go any further. Number 2, I said that the wife reflects the glory or the value of the husband. The more the woman increases in glory and value, the more your value and your glory as a person increases. So, a typical example is this. If I bring gold from the earth crust without purifying it, that gold might be worth 10 million naira. But what happens when I purify it? When I purify it, that gold can be worth 20 million. So what is the difference? The difference is that the gold has been purified. There's no more work required. It can be used at that state. Nothing more can be added to it. Because of that, the value has gone up. If your wife is seen as rag in front of you and seen as rag in the compound, you as the man will be seen as rag in the same compound. If your wife is seen as a useless person that the husband can beat, can slap, can push out naked, then you as a man, it's just a matter of time. One day, somebody will come, beat you up, and push you out naked. Another woman will even hold your clothes, tear it, and naked you. Why? The woman that's supposed to stand for you has been made a trash, a dustbin. So the covering you're supposed to have, the value you're supposed to have has gone down, it has diminished because of you. The last one. I said a man is a source. I'm talking about the relationship between man and female. You are the person that determines the sex of a child. You are the source. There's no argument with that. But the question is, can you carry a child for 9 months? What will show you as a producer is the woman. So if you understand what a source is, you must be able to play a sustainer. That is why we don't say God is our source alone. We say God is our source and what? And sustainer. If you want to be a source that will be valued, you must be a sustainer. Let's stand to our feet.
Worship with us at 15 Osolo Way, Ajao Estate, off International Airport Road, Lagos, Nigeria. Time 9 a.m. every Sunday. Also, join us every last Friday of the month for a healing and communion service, a powerful night of miracles and restoration. For more info, contact us on 081 4834 7456 or 081 36 443 190. Follow us on Facebook at Selfless City, on TikTok at Selfless_City, on Instagram at Pastor_Paul_Adumoha, and subscribe on YouTube at Selfless City.